Hello, my name's Ioannis from Madison College. I'm making a video for my Intro to Engineering class individual project for a foldable kayak, which folds into a luggage bag or travel bag. And a couple of design ideas I went through were worrying about wearability, last long, what kind of consumer is going to be using this sort of thing. Also, how is it going to fit into a luggage bag, and if it's going to be permitted onto, let's say, traveling through airplane. And also a couple ideas about cost and also performance-based materials. A couple materials I dabbled with was aluminum, being that it was going to be a little bit lighter and stronger than the plastics that are used commonly in kayaks. Plywood for an extremely cheap alternative to any of the other plastics and metals that are used. They seem to be starter-ups for people who create kayaks. Fiberglass is a lot more efficient and durable, about 30% more durable than the polyethylene plastics that are used in kayaks. And also a couple like details and designs, such as a spot for a fishing pole. It seems to be very common for people who like to kayak to fish, so I kept that into consideration, adding little niches and quirks to the design. I did have a low-cost design, which was made from plywood, and it would have a waterproof adhesive and wood glue that would attach to it and keep it watertight, and also keep it from having any corrosion from the water. That one seemed to be a little bit more difficult as far as longevity and keeping it intact. Couple fabrication issues and more likely to have damage if you go whitewater kayaking and anything a little bit more performance based. An idea that I ended up sticking to was, and I'll put this picture of this up on the blackboard. This is the final design and a little bit of a way to show this to you. It's going to have 5 components. Each one of them is going to attach and have molded sections to fit into each other, and buckles that will attach and lock into place and be covered by some Velcro addition to kind of make it more comfortable and you're not sitting on a metal. What I ended up choosing was titanium because it's going to be about 30% stronger than most metals used on conventional kayaks, and also corrosion free, so for longevity. The material of the kayak itself, I picked fiberglass, being a very strong and little bit of a next step up from polyethylene kayaks. The cost will go up relatively, but considering a lot of people who use foldable kayaks tend to be people who enjoy the sport and are very active in it, and I'm sure for a little bit more performance, they'd be willing to pay a little bit extra for fiberglass. I did add a little extra bumper protection on the back and on the front. It's going to be a acrylic adhesive. It's proven to work extremely well in protecting your kayak from damage over time. There's going to be interchangeable seats made from thermoplastic heat moldable foam. It's proven a little bit more expensive, but it's high in strength, very flexible, resistant, and rubbery quality. It's a little bit different from the cross-link polyethylene materials used in cheaper kayaks, but for long wear, resilience, and it's a ease of fabrication. I picked this as my design. Over in this spot, there's going to be a little spot where you can put your fishing pole, just so a little bit casual, conventional kayaking. Also, there's going to be interchangeable foot paddles to fit more different sizes and weights and everything. It will fold into, the 5 pieces will fit into each other, one after the other, starting from the 5th part, which will be right here, and they will fit into a nice conventional sort of shape like this and be put into a backpack that's will raise up to here and have an opening, and there will be Velcro straps that will attach and keep it into place, and also a handle and wheels to be able to use and drive around when you're at the airport, or just putting it in the back of your car, or running over to the lake. It's going to be very easy to use, very safe and lightweight. I'm estimating it to be relatively a little bit under 50 pounds, which was the target weight because of airplanes. Bringing it on luggage, if you didn't want to bring it as a carry-on, they would allow you to put without any extra penalty fee. A couple of other things, it's going to be about 11-foot kayak once put all together. Each component will fit into each other. The bunkles will be indented in, so it's not anything of a uncomfortable feel when you're kayaking. A lot of the decisions were made to kind of bring performance, not sacrificing performance, and keep this relatively easy to assemble, high-end performance for someone who is looking to be active in the sport and really enjoy a lot of things that come with it. Couple ending points. As far as the Gantt chart, it was very on and off, and what a lot of estimates on how long things would take, roughly ordering the parts and everything, depending on which manufacturer sends them, roughly up to 2 weeks. Assembly, depending if we're going in mass production, as far as a company hiring to build maybe 1,000 at a time, roughly about a month waiting time on that. If it was a personal thing, maybe such as like startups, it may take several months. Also, putting the final pieces together and testing would be included into this, maybe another month or two. So if this was an individual project, I believe it would take about half a year. As far as presenting this idea to a company and letting them take over manufacturing, roughly about a month or two. As far as that budget involved, this was estimated on similar kayaks and a couple Google searches on the prices of materials, roughly about $1,000 kayak. The plywood one, which I ended up not choosing, would be about roughly 100 to 300, depending what kind of materials used for the seating and everything else like that. This is the end of the individual project. I really enjoyed it. I will be putting up extra picture links on the submission of this video to kind of follow along with what I was showing. Thank you.